The movie begins with workers and animals building a road from the castle, but during the work, an animal collapses from exhaustion after pulling the machine for too long. A soldier forces the animal to continue working, but suddenly a being comes flying toward them. The soldier also senses its presence, and in an instant the being frees the animals from their chains. It is Elphaba, and she takes on the guards one by one, thrashing them down. She sees a group of soldiers approaching and immediately flies away on her magical broom. News about her spreads throughout the city like fire, and warnings are issued everywhere as people fear her next strike. Elphaba lives in an isolated place where she wants people to believe she is a good being, and that the lies being spread about her by the Wizard of Oz are untrue. Later, as she looks at the sky, she is reminded of Glinda, who is now cherished by the people of Oz and is the beloved of Prince Fiyero. Madame Morrible waits for Glinda and tells her to be more aware of the chaos caused by Elphaba, saying Glinda is the only one who can solve the problem because the people are worried. Morrible gives Glinda her new mode of transportation, a bubble. Seeing it, Glinda becomes excited and presses the bubble button again and again, while Morrible grows frustrated by her childish behavior. She tells Glinda that her airborne magical inefficiency will be solved by the bubble's mechanical power and instructs her to let people assume she is making it float. Morrible also gives her a wand and says she will meet her at the opening ceremony. Seeing the wand, Glinda remembers her past when, as a child, she received a wand as a birthday present. She tried to perform magic but failed, though the children were fooled into believing she created a rainbow. Glinda knew it wasn't her magic and was upset, saying she wanted to be magical for real. But her mother comforted her by telling her that everyone loved her and that was all she needed. Remembering those words, she kept going, and later travels to the ceremony in her bubble. The people admire her more than ever, and she announces that the yellow brick road is finally open. All the people of Oz celebrate, believing they are free from the wizard, and they sing the song with Glinda. Morrible announces that Fiyero is appointed as the new captain of the Gale Force to capture the Wicked Witch, while Fiyero is shocked to learn he is being engaged to Glinda. Rumors spread that the Wicked Witch has an extra eye and a dirty soul that can be destroyed by holy water. Hearing this, Fiyero becomes angry and tells Glinda he doesn't like it and wants to leave, but she reminds him that people are watching. He tells her she cannot resist feeling admired, and says he needs to find Elphaba before anyone else does. Glinda tells him she doesn't want him to go, as she has made her choice. Hearing this, Fiyero decides to stay with Glinda. He kisses her and leaves the ceremony. After Fiyero leaves, Glinda is sad and sings a song about how people feel happy only when their dreams come true. As she greets her people, the wizard arrives and says their wizard is telling lies, while Morrible replaces it with the claim that Elphaba is here to kill Glinda. The Gale Force chases the Wicked Witch with their winged monkey and pursues her through the forest, but Elphaba tricks the monkey and hides in the dense forest. The captain and his soldiers hunt for Elphaba, but the captain orders his troops to retreat, believing she is not there, and they leave, while Elphaba is standing right behind the trees.
Elphaba knew the captain had seen her, but ignored her, and she remembered the days she lived with Glinda and Fiyero. Meanwhile, she saw that Nessarose was appointed as the new governor. As governor, she introduced an animal anti-mobility law, and only Munchkinland hadn't signed it yet, while the other governors waited for their approval. Boq told her not to sign it, but Nessarose didn't listen. Nessarose explained that he had been with her through everything and she was grateful, but Boq said he needed to move on now. Nessarose told him to leave immediately. Later, as Boq was ready to leave for his train, a guard stopped him and asked for a permit because the new law required one to go to Munchkinland. Others were also being removed from the train. Meanwhile, as Elphaba wandered the forest, she heard chaos as all the animals were leaving Oz in fear of the monkeys. Elphaba tried to convince the animals not to leave and asked them to join her. During this, she reunited with Gulciber, who told her they had no choice but to leave. Elphaba said that outside of Oz there was nothing but emptiness, but Gulciber said that no one in Oz would be happy until she died. He asked why she wanted to stay, and she explained that Oz felt like her home, that she had made a promise, had an idea, and wanted to make it home because nothing was better than home. She told them that if they gave up and left, they would never find anything like this place again, and she urged them to fight beside her. Suddenly, a lion appeared and revealed the truth, that she was the one who had cast the spell giving wings to the monkeys. Elphaba admitted it, but said she was tricked and would never have done it if she had known the truth. The animals felt betrayed and left through the tunnel. The winged monkeys also watched the animals leave. Meanwhile, Boke was angry at Nessarose for making him stay, and he worked quietly. He saw a paper announcing Glinda's engagement and left. As he did, Elphaba visited Nessarose and said she needed her help. But Nessarose was angry that Elphaba hadn't visited her after their father's death. Elphaba explained that her father hated her, and she said Nessarose could help since she was now governor. Nessarose also asked for Elphaba's help, saying she wanted to go back to the days at school when Boke told her she was beautiful and made her feel good, and she wanted to feel that again. Suddenly, the pages of a spellbook turned, and Elphaba cast a spell. Nessarose began floating into the air and was happy. Just then, Boke arrived and was shocked to see Elphaba. He said he needed to go tell Glinda his feelings before it was too late. Hearing this, Nessarose became angry. Boke told her she was wicked for keeping him there against his will. Obsessed with Boke, Nessarose searched for a spell to win his heart, but she read the spells incorrectly, causing Boke's heart to shrink, and he collapsed. Elphaba told Nessarose to leave while she searched for a spell to reverse it. Nessarose waited and prayed for Boke. Later, Elphaba said he was safe, but would no longer require a heart. She left to find the wizard. After she left, the doors burst open, and Boke appeared in a metal body. Seeing himself in the mirror, he became furious at Nessarose for turning him into this. Nessarose told him it was Elphaba who caused the situation. Meanwhile, Elphaba went to find Glinda, who was preparing for her wedding. The whole city was preparing for it. Suddenly, the glass cracked, and Glinda went to see it, realizing it was Elphaba. She brought her inside, and Elphaba said she needed to see the wizard. Glinda said she could make him understand, but Elphaba vanished.
Elphaba confronted the wizard with Glinda following behind. Elphaba demanded he tell everyone he had no real power and couldn't read the grimoire. She said she had believed he was a wonderful Wizard of Oz, and now she couldn't go back. The wizard said people wouldn't believe her and would continue listening to him, adding that it felt wonderful to be praised and loved. He asked her to join him and said the people would come to believe in her again. Glinda said that if Elphaba joined them, there wouldn't be any fight they couldn't win, and the three of them danced joyfully. But Elphaba realized something and said she could only accept their offer if they proved themselves to her by not blaming animals, returning them to Oz, and setting the monkeys free. The wizard agreed. Glinda was happy for them. The wizard gave Elphaba the key, and she opened a gate where the monkeys were trapped. When Shistory flew down, Elphaba apologized for what she'd done and told them they were free and could fly wherever they wished. After the wizard left, Shistory returned and showed Elphaba a hidden door with thousands of monkeys. On the other hand, Glinda walked slowly toward her wedding. Elphaba entered a chamber where hundreds of animals were caged. The wizard approached and said some animals couldn't be trusted. Fiyero sensed something wrong while taking the vows. Elphaba grew enraged and unlocked all the animals. The wizard ran for his life as the animals stormed the wedding hall. Chaos erupted, and everyone ran as the animals were released. The wizard tried to escape, but Elphaba blocked him with her broom. Fiyero arrived and pointed a gun at Elphaba, but then returned her broom and pointed the gun at the wizard instead, locking him in a cage. Glinda arrived and saw Fiyero threatening the wizard. Fiyero said he was leaving with Elphaba, shocking them both. Glinda misunderstood, believing they were having an affair, and told them to go. Morrible arrived after the chaos, and Glinda suggested using Nessarose and spreading a rumor she was in danger so Elphaba would come to help and they could capture her. Meanwhile, Fiyero and Elphaba went to her place, where Elphaba couldn't believe she was finally with him in the moment she had dreamed of. Fiyero said she was beautiful, that he had fallen in love with her, and that he too had waited for this moment, not caring about the future. The two floated into the air holding one another and shared a kiss. Meanwhile, Morrible cast a spell that turned the whole city into chaos, with thunder around the palace and a twister forming. Nessarose looked for Boq, but the twister headed toward her. Elphaba heard her screams and saw the twister destroying houses as it moved toward Nessarose. She told Fiyero she needed to help her. Before leaving, Fiyero said he would always be with her. She left on her broom to find Nessarose, and Fiyero encountered monkeys. The next day, Glinda visited the place where a house had fallen on Nessarose. Elphaba also arrived to grieve her sister. She accused the Twister of being created intentionally and said Glinda had given Nessaros's shoes to a girl who didn't deserve them. Glinda replied that Elphaba had also taken what wasn't hers. Elphaba said Fiyero never loved Glinda and was now hers. Hearing this, Glinda slapped Elphaba and Elphaba slapped her back, and a fight broke out. Suddenly, soldiers arrived and Elphaba realized it was a trap set by Glinda. As the soldiers captured her, Fiyero arrived with the monkeys and warned the guards to let Elphaba go or he would kill Glinda. They released Elphaba. Fiyero told her to go alone. She left and the monkeys followed to protect her. Later, the guards captured Fiyero when he surrendered. Elphaba and the monkeys went to the palace where Elphaba tried to cast a spell to save Fiyero from pain and death, but she couldn't understand what she was reading. As she sang the spell, she saw visions of young Nessarose, Dr. Dillamond, and Fiyero tied to a pole, and in her rage, she created an army of monkeys and vowed never to do a good deed again, furious over Fiyero's death. Morrible said they could use the visiting girl, the lion, and Bok, and the wizard told them to bring the witch, dead or alive. They gathered the people and encouraged them to fight the witch, saying she had turned a man into a tin box and tamed the lion when he was just a fearful cub. Glinda watched all of it and decided to confront Morrible. She asked her to stop and questioned her about the Twister and Nessarose, realizing Morrible caused it. Morrible admitted it and told Glinda to smile and stay quiet. Glinda gave up the crown, changed her clothes, and left on a horse. While the whole city gathered against the witch, Elphaba ordered the monkeys to find Dorothy and bring back her sister's shoes. The monkeys kidnapped Dorothy. Glinda warned Elphaba that they were coming for her. Elphaba said Fiyero was gone and she planned to surrender. She told Glinda to leave and promised not to clear her name because people needed someone to call wicked. She wanted to protect Glinda and told her to live and do what she couldn't do. She gave her the spell book to learn and change things, saying it was up to her now and that Glinda was the only friend she ever had. Glinda said that she was who she was because of Elphaba, that knowing her had changed her for good. Elphaba asked for forgiveness for the accusations she had made against her. They hugged tightly. Elphaba then hid Glinda in a room, their last moment together, and they cried before parting. As Glinda hid, she watched Dorothy arrive and throw water on Elphaba and melt her. Dorothy took her broom and left. Glinda watched in silence. Only Elphaba's hat remained. Chistery gave Glinda a bottle that belonged to Elphaba, and she took it to the wizard, telling him it was Elphaba's mother's bottle. He remembered dancing with her mother and recognized the bottle, realizing Elphaba was his daughter. Glinda told him to leave. Then she went to Morrible and showed him that the wizard was leaving permanently. The monkeys carried Morrible away. Later, Glinda burned the statue of the witch in front of the people, just as Elphaba had wanted. As she was leaving, a girl asked if she had been Elphaba's friend, and Glinda admitted it. She told the people of Oz, including the animals, that they were all friends and she wanted to help change things if they allowed it. Animals were welcomed back, and the city flourished again. Fiyero visited the place where Elphaba died, only to find she was alive, hiding. She saw Fiyero changed but said he looked good and was happy he survived. The two of them left together, leaving her hat behind. They walked beyond Oz, into the desert, while Glinda stood on the roof with the book. Both women sang that they had changed for good as the book opened magically, and Elphaba and Fiyero moved onward into the desert. The ending ends with a final goodbye message from Glinda to Elphaba, one that the world would never know.